Okay. Hey guys, this is Team Blackfire checking in. The other day we got the opportunity to go tour Cook Ireland, which is especially cool for me considering I did a year-long co-op at Cook Bloomington in Indiana. So one of the things that was really exciting for me was learning more about the regulatory process in the EU as well as the US and all the other countries that Cook sells their products in, because I'll be working in part of their regulatory this semester or this summer. So one of the things that I learned that I didn't know before is that a bunch of the countries are changing their current policies. So right now you can kind of map out about how long it's going to take a product to get put into a market. And so from Cook Ireland's perspective, they'll say like year 0 is when they launch a product in Europe. And then it can take anywhere from like 2 to 5 years to get product approval, and now some other countries it's going to even take longer because they want to do their own testing. And so it's just becoming a very cumbersome process. And the man that we talked to was talking about how the different countries need to kind of come and harmonize together, so I thought that was really interesting to learn about.
Hi. Okay, so the first half of the time there in Cook, what we did was we had a tour, and then the second half we had a presentation about regulatory affairs and then just about the company in general, the company history. And what was really cool is what I'm interested in is biomedical engineering sales, and so they showed a map of Europe and they showed where Cook has distributive sales, and that was really, really intriguing to me because now I'm kind of getting excited about the possibility of maybe I could work in Europe or something, and that would be really cool, just because the biomedical industry in Europe is a really big thing. So yeah, that just kind of like stirred my passions and got me excited about possibilities in the future.
So what I thought was really interesting is Cook as a company, all of their different locations specialize in different things, and so this one was peripheral intervention and endoscopy, and I just thought the whole idea behind it was really interesting, and they are trying to change now to be primarily do all of Cook's coding for all of their products. So it's interesting to see how they're really what they specialize in is changing over time, and it's a pretty cool way to do a company, is to allow them to have their different specialties. So
Cook's headquarters is actually in Bloomington, Indiana, and they were founded in 1963, so they just celebrated their 50th anniversary last year. And so they had a bunch of marketing stuff all along the walls, and they actually had a map showing kind of their initial products, and then throughout the 50 years kind of products that they've incorporated into the market since then. And it's just amazing to see kind of how the timeline has come just from 50 years ago. Yeah, it was neat to see kind of all the products that they have out there and how many patients they really are treating with all these new products. And that's one thing that's special about Cook too, is that their primary focus is about the patient. It's not about making money, it's not about kind of beating out other competitors. It's always about what's best for the patient. So yeah.
Something I thought was really cool about Cook was the fact that they're a privately owned company, so their R&D gets to go into the lab and be about as innovative as they want without any limitations or parameters, which I think falls into what Leslie was saying, where the patients come first. And it was especially cool getting to visit Cook Ireland, because working at Med Institute, we talk a lot about them and we send over a lot of work, so it's just really cool to see where it goes and to see some of our models there in their lab that we make at Meds, so it's really special.
Overall, I just think it was a great experience for all of the Jedis in our entire group, because it was really nice, since a lot of us had worked at the company in other locations, to just see another location and experience and see the similarities. And oh, I saw that product, but now you're seeing it in a different sense. And then one other thing I forgot to mention but was really cool for me was one of the projects I had worked on was creating a mold and using specific anatomy and then testing in it, and they literally had the exact same thing at Cook Ireland. So I was like, whoa, that's so crazy. So overall, Team Blackfire and the rest of the Jedis just really wanted to thank Cook Ireland for hosting us.
Yep, thanks.